Okay, I've peeled back the EPDM rubber material. Basically what I did was I wanted to take it all the way back to get beyond this first piece of plywood. This piece of plywood is going to be replaced. It runs down the length of the vehicle. As you can see, the corners are just really damaged. The other side is as well. This plastic is material that I actually put up here because it was so sticky. I was leaning on that while I was working, so that was not there when I pulled up the original material. What I'm probably going to have to do is, as you can see, this is the EPDM rubber material, and this corner in particular is just so badly damaged. This is where that patch job was, where that tarp was. So what I'm going to most likely do is get a piece of EPDM to cover the back portion of the vehicle and then figure out a way to seal it, probably with some Eternabond strips, etc. Here I am at Monroe City RV in Monroe City, Indiana, and I just wanted to tip my hat to the folks here at Monroe City RV. They have been so helpful with me in this project of this rebuild. I just purchased from them. I told them about my roof rebuild, showed them some videos, and they had in this cylinder, you can't really see it very well, but they had a 4.5 foot by 10 foot piece of EPDM rubber. Sold it to me for 75 bucks. Bought some of the corner molding strips. They were actually 16 footers and they were only about 20 bucks each, a little more than that. And then this is actually just a canister of decking adhesive that they said to use for the EPDM. They explained the process. And they said that they use this stuff every day, so just use what I need and bring it back when I'm done. And that was really helpful of them. I also bought a package of Eternabond that I'm going to use as strips. I dropped about 200 bucks here, but for, you know, replacing a good chunk of my roof, that's actually pennies on the dollar from what I would pay to have it professionally done. Okay, I've removed the plywood from the rear part of the roof, and actually there's, I guess, some encouraging news. I cut back the rubber, and as you can see, this side's not so bad. Yeah, there's a little water damage over here, but I don't think I'm going to replace the beams. Instead, what we're going to do with these is we're going to add some fortifying beams just so it has a little bit more support. And then when you get to the other corner, the cross beam, yeah, that's going to have to get replaced. But these other ones here, it's just the water damage on the end, so we're going to fortify what we have and try to use what we have. I purchased that over here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the new piece of rubber that's going to get rolled out, and we're just going to put it up here and use some Eternabond strips and seal it off. But got to get the plywood first. Okay, so I peeled the top part of the rear wall of the RV off, so now I've got the bottom part and the top part. And that's where it was sitting, and there's the bottom. So one of the things I'm going to do, I talked about this tool earlier. It's actually called a Sonic Crafter, and it's made by Rockwell, and it's got, you can put different types of attachments on the end. This is the scraper attachment. So what I'm going to do is try to scrape off this remnants of old adhesive. I don't know how far down I need to go, but I guess I'm going to try to err on the side of better, so that I have a better chance of having the adhesive stick back to it when I reapply it to the vehicle. So hopefully the next shot you see is this magically just looking like a piece of new Phylon. Alright. Here are the two pieces of Phylon fiberglass, and as you can see on the seams that rise a little higher, I scraped them all down and tried to remove as much adhesive as possible. Those are the two tools I used, just a putty scraper and then the Rockwell Sonic Crafter. And to be honest, this one over here, I used the putty scraper, and you can see that I got most of it, but still some residue here and there. And then over here, this is the one that I did with the Sonic Scraper. So you can see that just seems to be a lot of it's a cleaner job, but really just as time intensive. One of these strips, so this strip right here, for example, lengthways, still took 45 to 50 minutes each strip. So it took a tremendous amount of time to scrape these two things down. I can understand why people would just assume get new fiberglass or Phylon skins for their RV, but I was trying to keep this in a little bit more of a tighter budget, so I wanted to reuse the pieces. But they're scraped off and ready to go now, so there's that. Here's the bedroom area, back of the RV, and as you can see I've got the OSB board all cut. One of the things that I'm adding to this particular model is right here I'm going to drill just a finger hole, and then this one's actually going to be able to slide out and pop out, so I'll be able to access my storage compartment from the bedroom area. So that's kind of a nice little modification that did not exist in the previous model. One of the other things I've also done is I've started to take Reflectix and just line pretty much areas that make up the outside border of the vehicle. So inside the cabinets, I lined up the corners, and then underneath in the bathroom. It's difficult probably to see in this lighting, but the wall in the back there has got some Reflectix on it. Now, I also pulled away my circuit breaker, and I even put Reflectix on the back wall in hard to reach places just to try to help insulate. And then even in the kitchen area, I started doing some work back. Yeah, I'm sure it's very difficult to see because of the lighting. Maybe if I open up this one, it's a little better. But you can see Reflectix on the walls, on the back of the cabinetry as well. So pretty much anywhere where it's the outside of the vehicle. I also decided to get the door. And what I did for the door over here was, originally I had put weather stripping right here, this black weather stripping on both sides, pretty much all the way around. So when the screen door is connected, it creates a weather-tight seal, and I thought that that would help with drafts, except for the fact that this is actually a screen door. But when the two shut, I thought that that would make a tighter seal. So this time what I've done is I've cut this piece of Reflectix to fit inside, and then I just move these, just a couple little pieces that I kind of scaled back, cut back a little bit, and then that should be good to go. So just to give you a further away shot here. So now when the door is shut, I know it looks a little NASA Space System here, but I've got some Reflectix down there. It's actually pretty drafty down there. And then the door here. So we'll see how that works in the warm weather as well as the cold. Quick update on the back of the vehicle here. I've got styrofoam in all of the locations. A couple of the spots I had to do a bit of a patch job just because I was running out of pieces. So for example, up there, that piece is actually 3 or 4 pieces that I've just kind of all fit into that spot. And some of the work I had to go kind of around some extra beams that we put in. We tried to reinforce everything where it needed, so you can see that there's some extra patches here and some extra boards to kind of get it nice and solid. And then what we did was we fastened the two together so it's nice and solid between the two. And this is that extra beam that we put in for the back of the cabinets, so it gives it a little more stability and support. And you can kind of see the screws that run up along that line that are holding the cabinets, just giving it a little more love there. So pretty soon we're going to put on we're going to use Luan. I know it's a budget material, but we're going to go with that for now. And then we're going to get the filing on there, and that'll be the back wall.